Hello and welcome to the Rambling Hour. We're playing Whiny McWinepants.
Yes, so we're playing Devil May Cry 5. Funnily enough, during the same week that everybody gets suddenly very angry for not putting Devil May Cry into Smash Bros.
Or at least Dante, because that's the only character people care about, because this little shit ruined 4 for me!
Wait, oh, he's called Dante? I thought he was just called Devil Cry Man. No, I know who Dante is.
Of course.
So, yeah, you've been playing this game today a bit in preparation for this, but before that you haven't touched it yet, right?
No.
What are your thoughts about it so far?
I'm a bit disappointed it's about Nero, and Dante basically dies in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Oh, really?
Well, I don't think he's dead, but he's basically knocked out for the story.
Oh, okay.
That kind of dead.
I heard that people really like the emo guy in this game, though.
Yeah, I've been seeing him hang around and he's particularly, I'm cool and I don't care about anything.
Yeah, but like from what I heard, he reads poetry while fighting.
I have no idea about that because I have not had the chance to play him yet.
Okay.
I've only seen one boss.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Starring the DMC crew! Did you know? Did you know? I wonder if I can jump to there.
But yeah. So you did play. What other DMC games did you play actually?
The one that everybody hates because it made fun of Dante's white hair, DMC.
Yeah. Okay.
And I tried one for a bit, but that one's fucking hard. I'm not even kidding.
Right. We have it on one of the consoles, right?
Yeah.
Like a whole bundle of the first 3 DMCs, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I only played DMC 4 myself, and I got to the point where suddenly you switch from Nero to Dante, and partially because I was using a very shitty controller at the time, because, you know, that was before Xbox controllers were just ubiquitous for PC gaming, so it was still like, I believe it was a SciTech controller.
Yeah.
And key mapping for style switching was completely fucked up in that one.
Oh, great.
So as soon as you get Dante, first of all you're like dealing with all these new control schemes, then part of it doesn't work, and then also you don't have the whole, oh yeah, I can grab enemies and pull myself towards them, which honestly is pretty good.
Yeah, but the entire point of Dante is that he does this thing over and over.
Of Nero, you mean?
No, Dante. Because he has a move like that too. Oh, wow! Okay then. He has a jump forward move too.
Ah, okay, yeah. Well, I was so used to just grabbing enemies and flying myself towards them, or them flying towards
Why is that
me.
starring still there? Also, I have this. It's a taunt button.
Oh, okay.
I have a taunt button, guys.
Yeah, without sound. Okay, yeah. Now when I see the hand wink, it's like, okay, yeah, sure. No, but all that combined, and suddenly it's like, hey, the move that was my crutch for this entire game so far, I can't do that anymore. Yeah, I quit there.
Oh, also
I was not having fun.
Also a fun detail about like the first Devil May Cry. You can very heavily feel that was supposed to be what's blinking?
That was supposed to be?
That it was supposed to be a Resident Evil game first.
Oh, because of the fixed camera angles and such?
Oh,
or?
no, it's even better than that. It basically plays like the old Resident Evil games. Like, I think it came out between 1 and 2. I'm not 100% sure on that. It's also in a giant mansion.
Weren't 1 and 2 both PS1 games?
Yeah, I don't know when Devil May Cry
I think Devil May Cry was already a PS2 game.
Oh, it's one of the... Never mind.
But I might be mistaken.
Yeah, I don't remember when it came out again, but it also takes place in a mansion. It's full of like random puzzles that don't make a lick of sense of why it's there. And the bigger difference is that you are not completely defenseless.
Yeah.
But it feels very much like a copy-paste that got heavily modified over time. Like it didn't entirely get rid of what it was.
Let's take a look when Devil May Cry... Well, when and on what
Look, more things I haven't picked up before, but
Devil
already
May
know
Cry
how they work.
was released.
Yeah, please fact check me. The internet ruined this. Now I can't cling to no random shit.
No, there's a series.
Yeah, we just want to know when the first one came out.
First game was released in August of 2001. Looks like, yeah. I'm looking at platforms here for the entire series, and they say Windows, iOS, PlayStation 2, 3, 4, Xbox, 360,
so
1, and Switch. So no PS1. And
so maybe it came out after.
Definitely after Resident Evil 1, and I think also Resident
and
Evil 2.
Speaking of Resident Evil, this runs on the re-engine! I could not resist, okay?
Yeah. Let's take a look about Resident Evil. Resident Evil. I hate that for some reason Wikipedia on my phone just defaults to Dutch. Don't do that! Don't do that!
You live in a Dutch region, right?
Yeah.
I love how the internet keeps mistaking us for French.
Here, the first Resident Evil came out in '96. And the second one came out in '98. So yeah, definitely a lot
after
later.
2 then, yeah.
Might even be after 3, but I'm not sure about... Yeah!
But you can feel that it's a Resident Evil.
3 came out in 1999.
Oh, wow. They went through those games fast. This was a franchise. Oh, god damn it. You want some attention? I'll give you some attention.
I want some attention too, but not of a sword kind. So yeah, this week a new character for Smash Bros got announced, and people were half expecting it would be Dante, because one of the directors for the Devil May Cry series was heavily teasing a reveal on the same day that the Nintendo Direct would be, so people were like, ooh, is Dante gonna be in Smash? And probably some other reasons as well, and no, it turned out to be another Fire Emblem character, and I kind of understand the disappointment, because we don't play Smash Bros.
We don't care. We have no horse in this race.
I care a little more than you do, because I did quite like Smash.
Yes.
But we haven't played the latest 2 Smash games at all.
I've never played Smash, and I'm not sure if I would actually enjoy it.
It's honestly, the more people play it, the more fun it is. Really, don't take Smash seriously. It's not made to be taken that way. Even though people do that, and you know, if they have fun with it that way, then more power to them. But yeah, so I know next to nothing about Fire Emblem, and you know, I'm not super up to date with Smash either. But even I was already like, wait, another Smash character?
Yeah, another Fire Emblem character.
Another Fire Emblem character? Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I get the disappointment. It feels a bit like a
Fire Emblem
nothing.
has so many characters. You can basically fill an entire game with fighting characters. That alone.
But Smash seems very preoccupied with getting the blue-haired swordsman characters from Fire Emblem into it.
Blue-haired sword characters?
Yeah.
Where? Am I dumb? What is this?
Basically, many of the characters from Fire Emblem that got brought into Smash were main characters who often are blue-haired characters that fight with swords.
Okay.
I believe, like, I'm not sure, maybe Ike didn't have blue hair, but he was a swordsman.
Who's Ike? Why do you know about any of this? We don't play this series.
No, wait, was his name Ike? Fuck, I don't remember. I know Marth. Marth fits that definition to a T.
Yeah, okay.
So there's that one. Then they added a few from, I think, Fire Emblem Awakening?
Mm-hmm.
Then they...
Are we trying to piss off every single Fire Emblem fan right now?
Yes! And then, okay, they added a few more Fire Emblem characters.
Hey, this is an old type of character.
Yeah.
Monster. I vaguely remember that from the first game.
Yeah, I remember.
See, I played 1, 4, and the
Death Scissors! Well, the name checks out.
Yeah.
No, then they added a few Fire Emblem characters who were different. Like, one was a grey-haired kid with a book. I have no clue what else was about the kid, but I suppose it's a spellcaster of some kind. But now they're just back at another blue-haired sword guy. And girl. Let's be fair, the main characters have both male and female versions, so there's that. And yeah, I get the disappointment. And I'm also a bit disappointed myself, because imagine a universe where Joker, Bayonetta, and Dante are in the same game. And now consider that we almost had that universe. Yeah, that makes me a bit mad as well. With how people have been like, oh, Dante and Bayonetta need to be in the same game. And now that people are like, yeah, Joker is just Bayonetta's son, that's canon. Come on, they look too much alike. Come on, that has to be a thing. Yeah, imagine all those three characters in the same game. That would have been, oh, the internet would have had a field week with that. Not a field day, just a field week. Are you winning?
A little bit, but these guys are
blocking a lot, I see.
Yeah.
Feel? Does this game still have crazy cool announcer voices for all your different ranks?
Yeah, a little bit, but I only got to S, so I hear a lot of dismal. Okay, fine, I'm shit at it, thank you.
Because that's one soundbite that I did really like from DMC.
Well, it's not that sensational.
No, not even I didn't like sensational. I didn't like those. I liked sadistic. I was just like, okay, yeah, that's a cool one.
I also basically had a boner for the soundtrack, but that's more because I was already a fan of Combi Christ at the time.
Oh yeah, Combi Christ did DMC soundtrack.
And that's also why I know that Andy LaPlaga worked on the soundtrack for Senua's Sacrifice.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Huh.
So I'm assuming he will have worked along with... it seems like he has like this loose contract with them, because he's still doing the Combi Christ stuff as well. So it's like, and you can see him in like interviews and shit, and I'm like, what are you doing there, man? You're probably the most tattooed guy in the entire office.
Careful, some video game developers are pretty damn tattooed.
Yeah, one of my colleagues is, but it's just funny to see, you know? It's like this absolutely over-the-top guy next to normal people.
Well, don't call them normal people. Call them what they are. Nerds!
Nerds! Okay, I'm also a nerd. I'm also not tattooed. But the reason I'm not tattooed is because I can't settle down on anything.
Yeah, neither of us can make up their minds. Like, we know that we want something big and elaborate and intricate
no,
and very...
I don't want it big. If I want anything, I want it small and elegant.
Okay, but... Yeah, maybe
Look, it's a tree!
I'm not expressing it right, but like... We want something that's coherent, unique, and personal, you know?
Yeah.
And we definitely would want something that expresses ourselves, and it's like, yeah, but that changes all
also,
the
I'm an
time.
artist. My taste always changes, so
yeah.
fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Currently, I seem to be going through a red-purple period.
Yeah, if you'd asked me at the beginning of the last decade what I wanted, it's like something
Look,
cool.
it's cool, guys!
Something cool transhumanist with kind of Deus Exy vibes. And I was like, you know, I could still go for that, but on the other hand, fucking cool witch house kind of visual stuff with lots of pentagrams and crazy, maybe a few hints still of that whole cyber thing. Yeah, sure, but I don't know. So, yeah. We'll change all the time. I definitely... I can't really visualize myself with tattoos either, you know?
Yeah, I have the same problem.
Like, imagine myself with, say, something on my back or something on my arm, and it's like, I don't know, it feels strange, and I can't really put it in a concrete image, so, yeah. It's not, I just guess I'm not really a person for tattoos, even though I think they're friggin' awesome, and I see a lot of people, hell, one of our former teachers now is a tattoo artist, and he does crazy good work. Right?
Yeah.
So, like,
But you could sort of see that he was gonna be a tattoo artist.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So I definitely love the art form, I just don't think it's for me.
What's happening? I feel like I should be paying better attention.
Yeah, you're fighting a boss. Whatever.
Do we care? Get back here, you shit.
That's also a thing that I kind of always...
What's he doing over there?
That's the thing that I noticed with Devil May... Wait, do you need to pull your way up? Yeah. That's the thing that I do feel... well, what was especially right with DMC4, which I never liked, is that trash mobs are kind of resilient.
Yeah.
Like, the game has this whole, yeah, you're this cool badass who kills things quick and stylish and everything, but then it's like, Jesus, I needed 20 cuts to take down one of these friggin', what were they, Scarecrow guys?
But I feel like that's more because it originally was more of a horror-looking series.
Maybe. Maybe.
Ow, that was a bad idea.
Yep. That took a decent chunk out of you.
Yeah, and I haven't been hit much, so...
No?
Come on, let me...
Yeah. Like, right now, you don't look like you're being a cool badass doing crazy.
No.
You're just like, wow, you have a very poor sense of distance.
Yeah.
And I guess that there's people who have, like, played every Devil May Cry game and they went through this, like, oh, you know, these moves, I know perfectly what to do with them and everything, but oh... It's kind of a shame that you need such a time commitment to get cool at these games.
I feel like Bayonetta was a bit better at it.
Yeah, even though when you see the people who have sunk like 100 playthroughs of that of Bayonetta versus the people who've done like 2 or 3 playthroughs like we have,
yeah,
the difference in playstyle is so massive there that it's, yeah.
Hey, what are you doing, bitch?
Shooting little fuckers at you. Do you need to kill those little guys?
Well, I do this with them.
Overshooting.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, come on. Let me aim at her. Fucking...
Yeah, it's kinda...
I guess I need to kill both little shits first. Ooh.
I don't know. I mean, I do see a health bar pop up above her from time to time.
There she is. So... This was terrible!
Yeah.
Well, I started okay, and then it turned into a shit. Who's in there?
Looked like a woman.
Is it the chick who was dead at the start?
There was a chick dead at the start?
Yeah, with Dante.
Yeah, for me all this is like just without context, which I think is
I have no context either. I don't know what's happening.
Which is not that different from all the other...
I guess this is the yeah, it is the chick that was dead at the start. That's the problem with like long-running series. You can't really jump in there anymore.
But I also feel that Devil May Cry in general is like, eh. We just...
Also, look, it was titties, but don't count as titties because there was no nipple.
Nah.
What? And what are you on about?
She's joking, obviously.
Jockstrap. What? The banter in this game is so baffling. Half of these cutscenes, I'm just sitting here like, what just happened?
Who are they talking about? What's...
I liked the reboot DMC. I understood a lot better because it was like, yeah, that's a bad monster thing. I'm gonna be angry at it.
Somehow you got an A.
Yeah, like I said, I keep getting good rankings for some reason.
Well, I guess if, you know...
If you don't die, you're fine.
If your highest ranking is triple S, then I guess that A is not that good, but sure.
Well, in Bayonetta, you start with stone and you work your way up to gold.
Oh, and, hey, look, it's
and then maybe you can make it to platinum. Do you think it? Do you think it? No.
What, does a crow sound like that or something?
Kinda a bit.
Oh boy. Now I think I have to rewatch this video just to hear the different voices.
And I'm ruining it by talking over it. I do have to say that I have good sense of cinematography, but that's about it.
Well, didn't we love this game already before playing it for the cinematics because they did the whole pre-visualization thing?
I wish I had that, but I don't.
For the people not in the know, the special edition of this game gave you an option to exchange all the cinematics with the pre-visualization footage that they'd made, which is just a bunch of dudes in silly costumes standing before green screens acting out what they believe is going to happen with toy cars and little action figures and everything.
Because why the fuck not?
And it looks hilarious. And of course it's great if you need to animate all these cutscenes. Like, yeah, this is kind of what we have in mind.
Although honestly, when I think about it, somebody must have like storyboarded it first.
Oh yeah. But even then, a storyboard is still pretty static, so a previs can already be pretty useful for timing and such.
Okay, please explain me how this fucker fights, because pressing the buttons did nothing just now.
Oh, so you don't just have a crow, you have a tiger as well?
Yeah.
Wait a second.
What?
The crow is because of Edgar Allan Poe, the tiger is because of William Blake, isn't it?
Possibly. Why William Blake, though?
Both are poets.
Okay.
And some people once decided that William Blake's poem about tigers was like the best poem in English literature ever.
Do you know how it goes?
Tiger burning bright. Could frame thy fearful symmetry. Something like that. And it just keeps going on from there. What immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? I never understood the poem, honestly. But the last time I read it, I was like 14, so... yeah. Maybe I should reread it. You know, just do a little more reading in general.
Okay, so you can't really fight? This is weird.
Well, yeah. He's all about summoning things in poetry. From what I heard. He does know how to use his pimp cane.
Yeah.
Okay, I do like the animations on this guy.
You like it? So far he seemed like a pretentious poof anyway. So.
Oh yeah, he is...
Just look at this walk!
He is the edge, but I like his animations. It's fine, it's fine.
Is it fine though?
Also, his special meter on the UI is his cane.
Yeah.
Just, okay, I get it. Hey, starring you!
Yay! Wow. What? Since when?
Since this chapter started, I guess?
Oh, does this mean that I will finally figure out what in the heck that whole thing at the start meant with, like, oh, match with XXX players or whatever, and I'm like, what are you on about, game? I can't pick if you don't tell me what I'm dealing with. Interesting.
So, anything that's been going on this week beyond Smash Bros?
We discovered that programming can be very, very perverted.
Oh yeah?
Well, actually you did.
Oh, right. When I explained friend clauses to you.
Yes, please explain to the viewers, as you did to me, what in the heck friend clauses are in C#.
C++. C# doesn't have them, as far as I'm aware. Yeah, so in C++ you can declare two clauses to be friends of each other's. And what's the goal of that? Well, it's very simple. Friend clauses can touch each other's privates.
Yeah.
Privates are elements of a clause that are inaccessible to anything else in a program. So if you have a private number, then no other part of your program knows about that number. Except, of course, if you're a friend, then you can touch each other's privates.
It's like diddling your dick.
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, the programming can be kind of perverted. This was actually the way that my programming teacher explained it to me back in the day. I'm kind of surprised he didn't do that with you either.
I probably didn't register as such with me.
Maybe. Maybe.
No, I do not want to descend yet.
Did you actually work with C++ as well in your first studies, or...?
In my first studies it was all Java and then a bit of C# and COBOL, and let me tell you, COBOL was a nightmare.
Okay, so no
a very old-fashioned nightmare at that.
Well, yeah. Like, the language was from what? 1969?
Yeah, please show us how he's actually cooler than anything I can do.
What? So his hair went white and suddenly a meteorite happened.
Yeah, somebody explain it to me. Landing blows on the enemies, blah blah blah. Yes. Left button. Okay.
So one more. Oh, you summoned it already.
Yeah, apparently.
So that's night now.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, so killing an enemy doesn't just give you a full stack, you have to just... Yeah, okay, so 2 enemies for 1 of those bars, it seems.
I think it's gonna depend on the enemy.
That's also possible.
Look, it's Savage.
It looks like you're just doing nothing, but...
Yeah, I am doing nothing.
Well, you are bashing buttons.
Yeah.
Hey, and it's starring the DMC crew again.
I don't get this game. White orb.
It has a nose.
All of them have a nose, it's funny.
Okay. Anyway, it looks like you're about prompt to summon Nightmare again.
I doubt this guy is that interesting. I was considering playing Doom today. Oh, they have gauges?
Oh, so that's what your Pimp Cane UI thingies are.
Wait, can I see?
Yeah, see?
Oh, cool. Actually, as far as different playstyles goes, this is much more interesting than whatever Nero's doing.
All the Nero fans, what are you saying, you little shit?
I'd be surprised if anybody was a fan of Nero before this game.
Maybe, I don't know.
Let's be honest.
Again, I don't know. I don't know
You
how...
played 4 too!
Yeah, and I thought Nero's toolset
I thought he was very whiny. I was like, oh, this is the series about that Mr. White-haired cool dude, right? And then it's like...
With pizza!
And then you get to play this whiny asshole with a broken arm. Okay.
Maybe.
I didn't even get far enough to make it to Dante mode.
Okay. Maybe I
also felt like at the time the bosses did not have a lot of personality, and I feel the DMC game did bosses with a personality very fucking well.
Yeah, I mean, the first boss you fight in Devil May Cry 4 is like
a
Sparta.
Boring guy that...
But like, isn't it supposed to be Dante's dad, as big as
no?
the
Wasn't it like
demon
a
thing?
generic angel demon thing? I vaguely remember it being
I thought it was... I thought it was...
It wasn't particularly memorable.
I remember basically a centaur demon that was like meters tall, but he was, if I remember correctly, he was called Sparta, which then means that it's Dante's father.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, that fight just kind of happened.
Yeah. And I feel with the DMC reboot game, they did a good thing of like planting the villain before you ever saw them properly. Or ever had to fight them. Like for example with the fake Fox News anchor there.
Oh, you did show me that, and
yeah.
I have to say that looked
he's
pretty
fucking
fun.
great.
I have to admit that looked pretty fun. Both his fight and just all his little...
Oh, and he's just insulting you the entire way through, and it's like, fuck yes, I wanna punch you in the face so hard.
We advise the public to stay away from this Dante figure. He's extremely dangerous and also reported to be a sexual deviant. This is, what was it, Bob?
Yeah, it was Bob something.
This is Bob whatever. Just doing God's work. With this typical, like...
He also had a fat hat. Because you mostly only saw his head. I don't know if he had a body.
This typical fat fly who gets paid way too much for his work smirk and everything. It's like, oh yeah, I can. Yeah, he was a guy that you just love to hate.
Yes. Also, the succubus. The succubus was in a soda factory. Wait, what?
Important information.
Okay, so there was a succubus in the game. She was actually ugly as shite.
Yeah.
This is the end. At your pleasure, pin him to the wall. At your pleasure.
So, an ugly as shite succubus in the game, yes?
Yeah, and she was in a soda factory, and the entire idea was that she was basically a source of pheromones
Yeah.
that was being put in the soda to control people.
Ah, there you go. So you can read the book to fill up the gauge. And that allows you to summon Nightmare, which you can summon now, right now.
Yeah, and how do I do that?
Left button. Left button.
Oop.
Left button!
Ah, there he is.
A bit late, but thank you! Yeah, then you go white hair mode. Okay.
Whee! Actually, this guy is just fun.
Hey, look, you found a character you enjoy playing as.
Yeah, it's very unique especially. I haven't seen this before, so credit to where credit is due. The designers did something interesting.
They made summoner gameplay interesting.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, many RPGs have struggled with that.
Yeah.
You still swear with it with Divinity.
Yep.
Lol, summon totems, little gremlins. Whoa. And I'm just standing there as a fighter and it's like, is it my turn yet?
No!
Is it my turn yet?
Angel that presided
I think it only works during combat.
performed of joy and mirth. Go love without the help of any.
What's happening with the lip flaps? I don't think the lip flaps are working all that well.
Maybe. Well, you're not really paying attention to that when you're fighting, you know?
Cut off his supply.
Yes, please give me the shit. This looks like it's gonna hurt a little.
But yeah, the last time that I played a video game that had interesting summoner mechanics, it was Necros. Or Necro.
Didn't that die
Yes, that died a horrible Kickstarter death. Because developer drama, which is friggin' sad because it was a very fun little game that was like, hey, what if Diablo but just Necromancer classes?
Yeah.
That was neat. I enjoyed it. Nightmare is
Stuff
a
is
big
happening.
boy. Yeah.
Whee!
But yeah, it looks like you're more supposed to deal the finishing blows.
Yeah, that's the entire point apparently.
Ow. You got hit.
Pin him to the wall.
I wonder if you're going to get like more beasties or if these two are all you're gonna get.
Well, it seems to be enough for now.
It seems to be enough, but I think it would be really cool if you get a third one. Beyond Nightmare, you know?
Whee!
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we had the ugly succubus, and like when you visit her, the so-called bad Dante basically greets her like how should I put it? Like it's a date, and that he has been walking in on somebody who basically tricked him into believing that it was a pretty person. He's just insulting her the entire way through.
Okay.
It's kind of funny. But she's also the first boss, so she doesn't need to be that great yet. Well, there's another boss before that
Can you
that's a lot
slice
more...
that thing?
No, you need a specific pickup for that before you can get it open. I've seen it with the Nero.
Ah, okay.
Well, there is another boss who's basically a hunter before that, but it feels more like an introduction thing than anything else.
Yeah.
At your pleasure.
No, all these friggin' tentacles.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
To quote Bayonetta, tentacles. Why did it have to be tentacles?
I wonder if she's saying that because it's a Japanese game.
That was definitely the theory one of our friends who was a massive Bayonetta fan had.
Why always tentacles? What were the other bosses? The final boss was Mundus, which was actually a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah.
No, he was the second last boss because after that it was the Virgil boss.
Ah, right. Because,
Yeah.
you need to have some connection to the old Devil May Cry games, right?
At your pleasure. Gouge it.
Why is one of your...
Because I made him Devil Trigger.
Return.
Oh, you can also make one of your pets Devil Trigger,
Yeah.
what? Interesting.
They explained that earlier together with the whole nightmare stuff.
Okay, I missed that. Oh, so now the bird is triggering. Is triggering, got triggered. There's no good way of saying this.
Yeah, he just triggered as fuck.
Go ahead.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I like this. I can focus on basically dodging everything, and they do all my work. Most of the time. I don't see them get hit a lot.
No, they don't.
I suppose it's more important later on.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it's because I'm playing on what is basically easy, because I was expecting this to be as hard as the first game. It isn't.
Well.
So Mundus was a bit boring, because Mundus was just a giant guy on skyscrapers fighting you, and I have a feeling making big guys interesting is like making them too predictable. So
Maybe.
I don't know if that's the case, but I haven't seen anybody do it very well yet beyond Monster Hunter. And even there, when it's really huge, you feel like you're just going for the weak spots and that's it. So, okay.
Yeah, maybe.
I guess the Colossus game? What's it called?
Shadow of the Colossus?
Yeah.
Even though that is specifically, they have weak spots, you need to stab them there.
Yeah.
But it's just that they're also functioning just as the level.
Yeah. What was the other bosses in that game? So we had Bob, we had the succubus. Oh, there was reverse pregnancy.
That sounds gross.
It was gross.
I don't know if I want to...
You were supposed to fight Lilith in our club, but then she was like, I'm gonna let my baby from Mundus take care of this, and then we fought reverse pregnancy. And her head was stuck in its navel, and it was huge.
It's probably not as gross as I'm visualizing it, because the mind works that way, but yikes.
Yeah.
I do feel that there's a lot of dead time in the more bossy fights.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'd always expected Devil May Cry fights to be like if you blink for if you blink
it's not
twice,
like
then you've missed like 5 attacks coming at you.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to be the case.
No. Maybe it's. I mean, I'd say it's maybe just specifically for this guy because he himself is not that agile, but that previous boss you fought had a
There's
lot
also-
of dead time as well.
Yeah, it seems to be a problem with the game, maybe.
Maybe it's just because of you're playing on the lower difficulty levels.
Yeah. Like, look, I was expecting it to be harder, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. It's not exactly like you and I have enough time to really let ourselves be challenged by difficult video games. That's not really why.
Yeah,
we
that's the
play
kind of
them
the tragic
either.
thing, and one of the reasons why I never, ever, ever finished thingy, Witcher 2. This was in a weird period of time when I was playing like every game on hard mode because I was otherwise bored with them.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened was I was going to do my studies for game design.
Development.
Game
Don't call it design. Design is the
Game
weak
develop-
kids who are afraid of programming.
Game development then.
I mean, I'm joking. Game designers are important, but the guys who study design honestly generally give me more of a vibe of, yeah, but we're afraid of drawing and programming and making 3D, so we do game design. That's the most important thing anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm kind of, call it my little pet peeve that's petty as fuck, but yeah. We study development, not design. But yeah, as you were saying.
I was in this very weird period of time where I played everything on hard mode, but as soon as I just started the studies, what happened was I basically gave up on every game at the time because I didn't have time enough to invest to finish games on hard mode.
Yeah. I know.
And I basically dropped every game I was playing on hard mode at the time, which was Shock 2 and The Witcher 2 and... what else was there?
Yeah, what else did you play?
I can't remember, but those two I didn't finish.
Okay.
And because I never finished The Witcher 2, I never played The Witcher 3 either.
I do feel that one of the few genres where playing in hard mode actually pays off is stealth bit games, because they really force you to play stealth. One of the few games that I just consciously know that, yeah, I had a better time playing this in hard difficulty than other difficulties was Deus Ex Human Revolution. And, you know, the original Deus Ex, playing that on realistic difficulty
I
was...
did have a cool moment with Bioshock 2, even though as a game, it's a story, it's a bit weak. But on hard mode, what happened to me... I also disabled the revival pods, by the way. To give this context, so I couldn't die either. Because normally in the series you could die. So the revival pods were disabled. I only had like the drill and the first weapon, and I didn't have that much ammo. And then I had to fight one of the big sisters. And I basically came into this situation where I had like I had to use the drill on her. Which is like fucking dangerous.
Yeah, because they're like super agile or something, right?
And you were a bit
never
slow.
played Bioshock 2, so...
And you were a bit heavy and slow, so it's a bit... oof. And I just got into this cycle. I think I had to retry it 10 times, but like eventually I made it.
Yeah.
Oh no, we failed, I guess.
I think also one other game that maybe I should have played on hard difficulty and I didn't was the original Dead Space, because people told me that the game's a lot scarier on hard because you have so...
I'm not gonna play that series anyway.
If you have... because hard mode gives you way less resources to play through the game, and I can kind of get that, because I played through the entire Dead Space game on, I think, normal difficulty, and...
His sandals don't fit though.
Yeah, it was fine. I wasn't particularly scared at any point during the game, which is kind of sad when you consider it's supposed to be a horror game.
Yeah, but as a series it seems to have had a bit of a conflict of interest, tearing it apart.
Yeah, but this was the first Dead Space, when everything, according to the fans, was all good.
I don't think it was all good yet.
Yeah, maybe not.
Like, I often feel that first games are like a test.
But when I heard that, yeah, on hard difficulty you have so little ammo and such that the game genuinely becomes terrifying, then I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe I missed out here. But then I wonder, should that be baked into difficulty modes, or should that... I don't know. Difficulty modes are kind of annoying, because in this case I would say that the difficulty mode kind of killed the core enjoyment the game was supposed to give.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I do not
But
care
I mean,
about
a
that.
lot of people have already said that the way we traditionally did difficulty with, like, yeah, you know, we just make enemies harder to kill and we make getting resources harder to get. Have criticized that that's not really a good way to fine-tune difficulty in video games.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a very honestly, the longer we think about it, the more esoteric it becomes. Like, yeah, what is a good way to customize difficulty for players?
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let's learn all of his combos or something.
Yeah, so you can do a little more things.
Yeah. Oh, this seems to be all the same combos as the other guy.
Hedgehog, gotta go fast. Okay, that is a pretty hilarious skill. Insta-buy, insta-buy.
Of course! Okay, can I buy anything more?
Looks like you can... Oh yeah, you can buy that.
Yeah, I think I'm almost out.
Yeah.
Can I be a bit stronger? Yes. She seems very bored.
The lady in the background?
Yes.
Who is not called Lady.
Nico.
Yeah, but because the girl
Yeah.
that you found now is called Lady.
The one covered in slime is Lady.
Yes. The lady in the background who is not called Lady. That's the thing you need to specify with this game.
Apparently.
Because games are dumb when it comes to naming things.
It's your turn to find the next.
So how do I do the
Hedgehog? Of course, that's the skill she's looking for. How do I hedgehog?
Come on. While on the ground,
Hold and release Y. Do it.
At your pleasure.
And maybe it only wants to do that
In combat, yeah.
Yeah, but at least I know how to look at it. Whee! I learned a new skill too.
Gotta go real fast. Maybe summon you guys?
Yeah. Aw.
Ah, there you go. Hey, where's your... Ah, there's your D.
Slice one. Pin him to the wall.
Doesn't seem to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, it seems to work more as a good juggle.
Mm-hmm.
Hey!
Oh,
I was busy!
You got hit. And there you went from an S to a B.
Yeah, that's
Oh
usually
well,
how
the
these-
fight ain't over yet, so... Back to A.
Like you so.
Boom!
That's something.
Yeah, I was doing okay.
Yeah.
I don't even know how this game works so far.
No, you've been playing it for 3 hours?
2, maybe.
Maybe 2, yeah. I don't know. Video games and their flashy, ooh, look at this corruption kind of shit.
Yeah, it has to be tentacles, right?
Yeah, but also just, it has to have fleshy
and one
nubs.
of the better things about like DMC was it had like an upside down level because you were supposed to go into the mirror world or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was called Limbo for that game. And one level was genuinely upside down.
Okay.
Like upside down world, but
Yeah,
It
you were
make
walking. You were all walking on ceilings.
yes. God damn it! I should have played that instead.
Yeah.
Yes.
What, to piss off Devil May Cry fans?
Yes, because we already pissed off the.
The Smash Bros. No, the Fire Emblem fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's my friend? Oh, fine, I'll go down.
I did see a pretty funny video that was comparing fan reactions to all the different Smash character reveals over the year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Nintendo's New York, one of like some sort of gathering center for Nintendo fans at New York, and like, oh, Banjo-Kazooie got revealed. Oh,
Wait,
everybody.
Banjo-Kazooie's in it as well?
Banjo-Kazooie is in Smash now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Something
those.
like that.
Joker got announced. Oh! The hero from from Dragon Quest got announced, which, hey, it's another guy with a sword. Which this game got overrepresented, like, oh, the hero from Dragon Quest, and then like Byleth, which is the Fire Emblem character's name, got announced, and it's like a few claps, a little oh, and that was about it. So it's like, yeah, people were not exactly excited over this. Yeah. Oh well. Next reveal better.
Oh yeah. It's my mom, ignore it. We can call her back in about
right.
20 minutes.
It's your mom.
Yeah, because she was calling my phone first, I noticed.
Ah, okay. I didn't notice your phone calling.
Yeah, but mine doesn't buzz. Yours does.
How do you know someone's calling you when it doesn't buzz?
Because I saw the light.
Ah, so that's why you never pick up when you're walking and I call you for something.
Yep.
Okay. Why do I even try?
Why do I even bother? Look, it's an S!
Yes.
Whee! I don't know, I find I don't like the music as much.
No?
But, yeah, again, I'm biased.
It's not Combi Christ, 0 out of
It's
10.
not Combi Christ and Noisa. It feels a lot like, a bit New Battle-ish.
Well, wasn't it always kind of the Devil May Cry style?
Yeah, but I liked it that it was a bit something different for a change.
I mean, I remember the time has come and so have I. I must laugh cause you came to die. Then a whole other stuff, and then of course with the title drop at the end, I make the angels scream and the devil cry. Which, yeah, okay, sure. It fits with the whole mood of the game, I guess.
Yeah. I guess it does. But yeah, people prefer different music, so...
Yeah. And now I have this nasty feeling in my throat that I need to cough because disclaimer, I am not a good metal screamer, guys. I hurt my own throat when doing it because I never learned how to properly do it.
And that's not even metal screaming.
Yeah, well.
It's trying. Ooh! Do I care?
Why do you even introduce yourselves, lady? I'm gonna cut your head off anyway. Game developers, why do you keep doing this? There, that's better. Hey, maybe summon Nightmare? I think you can summon him now.
He is there.
Nightmare, the big guy.
Oh, you mean this? Oh.
Oh. Your boy got hurt.
Yes.
What now?
Both of them
They
got
both got hurt. What now? Game? Now we could use a tutorial message?
Ah, it was the button, not the trigger. I'm sorry, I keep mixing things up. I find myself having this problem more often these days.
Yeah, the original Xbox control was maybe a bit easier because there it was like white and black button.
Yeah,
In a configuration that kind of matched fighting sticks more.
Not even. It was above the extra buttons were above everything else and not...
Oh, the configuration I had was more like top right of the face buttons.
Yeah, but normally it's like a continuous line like on the Genesis controller.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I go?
Well, yeah, like a fighting stick, right?
Yeah, but the Xbox wasn't like that. It was a bit... It was rotated. Counterclockwise.
Maybe. But I do know that they had like 2 versions of the Xbox controller.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like how the original Xbox controller just felt so friggin' bulky. It was... That's my main complaint with the PlayStation controllers, although I think
it feels
fine.
like it's for 12-year-olds.
Yeah, they feel small and a little too sharp cornered. At the point where the handles
I
join
have a
with the
lot
main
of
body.
problems with D-pads these days.
Yeah.
The 360 controller has a problem with being pushed down. Even though the shape I like, because it's a continuous shape. I'm using a 360 controller right now.
Yeah.
The one is a cross with no filling along the sides, so I don't like that as much because I have a lot more difficulty doing, what should I call it, corner presses?
Yeah.
Diagonals I don't do as well in that case. God damn it.
But diagonals were always a nightmare with D-pads.
Well,
No?
that's easier with the circular ones. That's completely filled.
Okay, yeah. I think I understand what you mean. Yeah.
And the PlayStation 1 even makes that even worse, because they're all loose buttons.
Yeah.
Even though they are, in the structure, a continuous pad.
Yeah, but indeed they're loose buttons. Yeah, indeed.
But as for what I can actually touch, it's loose buttons. And I have an additional problem with the PlayStation controller, which is the coloration of the square and the circle button.
Oh yeah, because one is red and the other is pink.
And
It's very close together, yeah.
And I have noticed, thanks to Yakuza, that I am a person who recognizes buttons
More on color than on
more
shape.
on color than on shape.
Yeah.
And that might be because with the Xbox controller it was a lot easier.
To press blue, green and
Because the colors
everything.
are more distinct, although they might still be a problem for some colorblind people, I don't know.
Maybe.
I feel like I'm not seeing how to exit.
Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's for colorblind people that they labeled the buttons with letters as well, but then, you know, they're taking the same letters that Nintendo is doing, only in a different order, and now we're always tripping up when we go to the Switch.
And I saw the tutorial messages, I noticed I was still in Nintendo mode.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
Jump over those big yellow things? No.
I'd love to. Oh wait.
It was simple.
It was simple, I just didn't find my way to it. I'm not sure how you fixed that. Light? Better light?
Maybe. Then again, it might also just be that it was right in view when the boss battle finished and we just didn't notice it. But like the
Why?
camera was already pointing at it and everything. And we were just thick-skulled Neanderthals or something.
Yeah, we probably are.
That's a whole science for game developers. How do you convey what your players need to fucking do and where they need to go?
Yeah, and you need to keep in mind that there are always dickheads like me who want to like explore a bit and then come back later.
Badass! Oh hey, it's that thing again.
I don't want to bother.
Yo, Nightmare. Go deal with this shit, please.
Something's happening, alright?
Nightmare died.
I don't know if he died or he just did what he needed to do.
He did Jack. Your grade dropped. Your tiger isn't doing so crazy.
No, he's never attacking it directly like I wanted to. Did I just poke her in the ass?
Yep.
Oof, that's some serious anal there.
Remind me to never do anal with you.
Yeah, I might explode. According to this game.
I'm not worried about what happens to you, I'm worried about what happens to me! That looked like it hurts. That's a lie, by the way. I do worry about what happens to you.
Good.
You know that, right?
Yeah, that's why I'm marrying you. I'd have poor taste in men if I'd married you knowing that you didn't care enough. Even though for some reason romance novels seem to think women get off on that shit.
Hey, double S! And do we go for the triple? Do we go for the triple? Come on! Faster, faster! You need to damage it. Come on. 6 skills? No, come on.
It's hiding from me!
Come on, you little shit. Ah, what a disappointment. Maybe you should have just started mashing that thing yourself as well. Or can't you do that while your pets are playing with it?
You're not that good at it. It basically does nothing.
Yeah, okay, but it, you know, it might have stun locked him.
No. I did something.
No, but you got double S.
Yes. I will eventually reach triple S.
Style.
I usually need like a long ass fight for that though.
Yeah.
It's a gold orb. Ta-da! We do have a habit of playing games when they're already a bit old and forgotten.
Yeah, because we barely buy games day one.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that I'm considering both Cyberpunk and Bloodlines to be day one purchases for me
speaking of
is
Cyberpunk,
weird. Yeah,
they
Cyberpunk got
delayed.
delayed.
But it would not be a big deal that they delayed.
Mm.
But I think the director admitted that it would be with heavy crunch still. And I'm like, then why aren't you delaying more?
Yeah.
You already overdid it with Witcher 3. For fuck's sake, guys, I had a rant about this in the first fucking rambling video we did.
Was that our first?
Oh yeah, I did in the Owlboy video.
Okay. Man, that seems so long ago.
Yep.
Well, it's a year and a half ago.
And
Almost.
I'm still not happy with how they treat their workers.
No.
God fucking damn it. Like,
Well,
great that you delay. Shit that you basically give them 6 months more crunch.
yeah. Hey, treat your bird right.
It needs to shut up.
But yeah, so The Witcher, not The Witcher 3, Cyberpunk 2077 got delayed until September.
Yes, to compete with Cyberpunk. Didn't you know Square Enix delayed its games to compete with Cyberpunk? And then Cyberpunk gets delayed?
I mean, I've heard that, but I have a very hard time believing that.
Yeah, me
Like-
too, but it's still like, what?
Like, if they did it, then it's like, wow, Square, petty.
What I think is happening
Mm.
is Cyberpunk is basically getting all of the hype cycle right now.
Yeah.
It's technically a game that's been 7 years in development, although to be honest I think it has only had 3 years of development considering the whole Witcher 3 thing.
Yeah, yeah,
And
development
then
was mostly
basically
frozen.
shedding people out of sheer overwork.
Yeah, Cyberpunk was mostly in the fridge while they were crunching on Witcher 3, which, yeah.
Which is what makes me say that rather than 7 years, it's like 3 years of development.
Mm-hmm. Hell, when they originally announced it, I think pre-production was only starting, they later admitted. Because they did say that, yeah, we kind of announced Cyberpunk way too early. And I think the initial announcement was more meant to be...
Look, we have the license than anything else.
That, and also to attract industry interest. You know, see if there's people who wanted to work on it. Maybe see if there were investors and such interested in it.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure they got a lot of suckers who wanted to work on Cyberpunk to crunch on The Witcher 3.
Yeah. I
honestly don't think it's fair to call the people who got pulled in by that suckers, but at the same time it's like... Did he just steal my entire Devil Trigger?
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely... They did admit that I don't think that the Cyberpunk announcement originally was meant to draw interest from gamers.
No. I think it was intended to draw interest from developers because, again, they kept overworking their people like crazy. If anybody still knows how their entire engine works, congratulations! You're the guy who held on for the longest.
Yeah. Don't you need to use the trigger to reawaken your...
I don't know. They just take a minute to reawaken.
Oh, they just take a... Oh yeah, right. I now see that UI is like getting a bar. Well, not a bar, but yeah, you know what I mean. There we go. Shadow is back. Yes, in the meantime I learned that the thingy is called Shadow and the bird is called Griffin.
Congratulations, you paid attention to the UI.
I can be smart. I can learn things. You're getting into a rhythm?
Yes, I'm just using both of them a lot.
You just want him to die fast and you want this fight to be over.
Yeah.
Well, he's almost done for.
Yeah, we're getting him. Not particularly stylishly, but you know.
Yeah, it's still an A.
Whee! Okay, that's not as bad as the previous death.
Nope. Goodbye, horsey.
No more horsey. No more horse. Oh god, that was a dumb joke.
Nobody will understand that unless they happen to have watched H. Bomber Guy's video on climate denial.
Yeah. It feels like more and more entertainment is also like trying to say like, stop fucking denying it!
Well, YouTube entertainment.
Yeah, but it still counts for something.
Yeah. I think after this cutscene we can call it a day.
Yep.
But what of the boy, Nero?
He doesn't sound like that.
Nah.
He sounds like a boy band boy.
Because honestly, I could perfectly imagine him like just
the
standing...
baritone, but still.
No, I could imagine him standing there going, the beautiful people, the beautiful people.
Well, he does not sound like Marilyn Manson at all.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, everybody's looking for Sparta for some reason.
Close your mouth when you're not talking, buddy. You look smarter that way.
I am very, very smart. Rah. And with an S rank, I say goodbye to the viewers. See you
Goodbye.
next time.